Hey, what is up guys? It is ViperSkin22. We're going to be bringing you some World of Tanks today. We're going to be playing the M24 Chaffee, the Tier 5 American light tank here on the map of Lakeville. Not a bad matchup for the Chaffee. It's a very capable tank with a good gun, but this is only, I think, my 7th or 8th game in this thing. And I will admit I'm a horrible light tank player, but hopefully this tank converts me into a semi-decent light tank player, because it's a very capable machine. And it's, I don't know, I would say it's a good training tank for me to get used to playing light tanks. Because when I first started out, I was more of a campy TD or campy medium player. So I would kind of, hated the light tanks. They never had good guns. But then finally the Chaffee here actually has a decent gun. So right off the bat here, I just go down the standard alley road here right in the middle of Lakeville, where most light tanks seem to end up. And I spot the opposing Chaffee as well. Hopefully I was trying to actually get some spots across to the other side of the lake over there, but, I mean, it doesn't really seem like anybody's bordering the lake on that side, so we'll just take this Chaffee out. And bang, he's gone. But unfortunately, he got 2 shots at me too, so I am down exactly half my hit points already, so, I have to be careful now. A shot from some of the bigger tanks in their team will easily one-shot me now. And there we go, there's a spot. There's a T1 Heavy across the lake. Come on, team, put some shots into him. The odds of me penning him frontally the T1 Heavy is pretty solid. I mean, this gun has, what does it have? 96 penetration, so plus or minus 25%. I can high roll and probably pen some of his weaker points. But the odds of me just sitting here spamming and penning him more than 50% of the time, it's pretty much impossible. Again, unless I hit a weak point, which you'll see later on. The weak point that I can hit is the machine gun port on the right side of the flat part of his hull. And somehow one of their leopards snuck across, and he's sitting back there, and moving for two shots into him. The T-67 picks up the kill, and you'll notice that camera glitch that happens multiple times in this video. I don't know why. Here we go. I'm aiming at it right there. First shot goes low, and the machine gun port right there. Bang! Right in the machine gun port. That's the only way I'm going to pin the T1 Heavy from here. See, hopefully somebody else can take him out, because AT2 is tanking, and I'm keeping him spotted. But nobody else really has a shot on him, so I'm just going to sit here and do our job. Trying to spot more tanks. Coming up here, you're going to see a really funny moment that almost goes horribly wrong. You'll know it when you see it. But really hoping to get a shot here in the Covenanter, but the ARL-44 is back there, so he's a good player too, so he's holding the line. Right here, watch this stug. Right in the track. I spin him around so his gun is pointing me because I took his track off. He shoots me, only hits my track. And I bounce off a second shot, and he only hits my track again, tracking me. I repair the tracks and get the heck out of Dodge. I take one at the T1 Heavy, not aimed at all. That's just not going to hit at all. And I might as well put one into his tracks for good measure, because why not? Hopefully maybe the AT2 get a shot on him, I get the tracking damage, but that doesn't look like it's going to happen. We get it, VK. We get it. Stop spamming. We get it. We see it. Looks like the middle in the town have been, for the most part, cleared out. As you can see down here, they still have the T1 Heavy sitting there, and the T-34 in the town as well. Now right here, I'm tired of this guy, because I had a plan in my head. Put one premium round on. Boom, one shot, he's gone. Now I can go on with my plan, which is to advance into their spawn. Hopefully the AT2 will cover me or take damage here. See what he does. He's going to move up with me, just as I was hoping he would. And now that we don't have to worry about getting a shot in the flank, we're going to move up. We spot the SU-100Y. But then their T-34 decides he's going to reappear out of the town, and I try to shoot him in the gun mantlet. Obviously that's not going to go through every time. That one will. The side or the shoulder plate of his armor on his hull. He misses. Let's see. I don't know how many shots I get into this guy right here, because he's backing up in the cover. That one goes into his side. That one bounces off the front of his hull. And he keeps backing up out of cover. And put one more. I'm pretty sure that one penned. My guess is that one penned. And a blind shot as well. But what I didn't know at the time is my ammo count is actually getting rather low. We got 4 premium and 5 HE to go along with the 17 remaining AP shells. So I'm going to pop up. SU-100 doesn't really realize what's going on. I put one into him, but it went high. My goal there was to track the SU-100 and then do this right here and try to circle strafe him. But that could have gone horribly wrong. But luckily he had just fired anyway, and he's got like a 13 or 14 second reload on that gun. So I knew I can get away with it. And the T-34 is actually behind me this whole time, trying to shoot me. But I don't know. Later on in the game, you'll see that he has a damaged gun. So I don't know exactly what his problem here was. I'm guessing he had a damaged gun. But there's another one in. So I think that was our RD Pro one. I don't even know who shot him right. So I guess we don't even have an RD. I don't know who shot the SU. But I finished him off by outplaying him. He thought I was going to try to follow him all the way around. I stopped and just shot him right in the side. So all they have left is this T-34 over here in the town. And we are already over 6,000 WN8, as you can see in the top right corner, with 14, 16 damage that we can see. I believe I had a blind shot on one of the tanks, so it's probably more than that. Average of 101, that's above average. No, actually below average for this. What's the average? Average damage is 110, so that's a below average, but there was a kill shot in there too, so. 3 kills so far. The T-34, I shot him a couple times, and there's one more, and bang. He just has to ruin my flawless Chaffee game, in my opinion, because, again, like I said, I am horrible at playing light tanks, and this is, when this game happened, I was just so happy. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is awesome. This Chaffee is an amazing tank, and I have had 2 or 3 more games in the Chaffee very similar to this. I might post them up, but we'll try to mix up the tanks here for the first couple videos. I don't want to be posting 2 really good Chaffee replays. And I'm like, dude, did you have to kill me? Just let me kill your team in peace. But well played to the T-34. Well played to my team, because it looked like for a second like we were going to get rushed through the valley. But our better players pulled through and held off the valley, while me and my buddy in the AT-2 pushed right up the center line there and got right into their spawn and did a whole bunch of damage to their team throughout the game. So it was a solid game for us. So I'm looking forward to playing the Chaffee more. As I said, I've had better games, not better games, equivalent games, and hopefully that continues, because the Chaffee is honestly a fun tank. It's so fast, it's so maneuverable, and has a good gun for a light tank. And that, I mean, I don't know how people play tanks that don't have powerful guns. Like it's just not fun for me. The whole, you have to flank, you have to do weak points. It's just not fun. I want to be able to actually do damage to somebody. I'm not saying I want to penetrate the front of an IS-6 with it, but I'm just saying I want to be able to, I don't know, contribute to my team's damage, not just be a spotter or tracking somebody or having the circle strafe a guy or flanking. I want to be able to actually punch through. So now jumping into the post-game stats, we see that I got my first ever Ace Tanker badge, and in my 7th game or 8th game on this thing. I was so surprised by that, because I figured for how good I seen somehow pick it up, that the standard would be set higher for an Ace Tanker badge. But that's awesome to get that so early on for such a fun little tank. And then you see the SU-100Y that I kind of humiliated, circle strafed him to death. I got 556 damage and the kill on him. And the T-34, those 2 criticals, one of them was his gun, which is what allowed me to survive as long as I did, because I critted his gun, and he obviously didn't repair it. And when I was circling this guy, he couldn't hit me to save his life, because I don't think that gun could hit the broadside of a barn, judging by where their shots were flying. And I got 439 damage on him. Just a little bit more at the end there would have been nice, because I didn't feel like dying. 3 more damage is all I needed to kill that guy. I should have just rammed him if I really wanted to. The Stug that I tracked in the open, or actually, judging by that, maybe I didn't track him. Maybe it was the AT-2 that tracked him. But either way, somebody tracked him or something, because he was just sitting there looking at me. And the T1 Heavy and M24 Chaffee kills, critical damage, spotting damage, and I spotted both those tanks. Looking at the team, finished first in experience, second in damage, only to our very good player in the ARL-44, who picked up the high caliber medal and played a good game as well, defending the Valley at the end of the game, which pretty much sealed our victory. 30,000 profit, or 31,000 profit, 34 shots fired, 25 hit. That's pretty bad accuracy actually for me, and only 16 pen. That T1 Heavy was giving me some problems, and I bounced a couple off the T-34 as well. 890 damage for more than 300 meters, approaching a tank sniper, but the accuracy is just too bad. And then we received 7 hits, and we had 3 non-penetrations in a tier 5 light tank, because they all hit our tracks. That's remarkable. Like, I should have been dead so much earlier in the game than I was. But I guess it seems like every good game in this game, you gotta have a little bit of luck involved. And we certainly had our fair share from the 2 Stug hits. That hit our tracks when we were on 200 health with a gun that I assume is capable of doing 200 damage if I remember right. 800 spotting damage, which is, I guess it could be better in that map, in that situation for me, but either way, 7,000 WNA it all turned out to be, and 1,614 experience for my crew and tank with the premium count, and 79 free experience as well. So thank you so much for watching, guys. This is ViperSkin22, and I will see you on my next Little Tanks video. Peace.